All right, guys, so here we are with the exercise videos here. So kind of like I was talking about in our intro, something a lot different this block round, and actually something, I've, like I was saying, I've never really done before. Kind of having everything within right around a 25 rep range was pretty intense, and it was a lot of fun for myself because, it's something I've never done before, and it was just a really great way for me to, dive into, what is actually a hard set. And so you'll see in a lot of these, we're pushing it right to the limit, right close to failure, and really shooting for 3 sets of 25 reps and then adding weight and starting over through this, pretty big hypertrophy block. That's been, we're on week 5, week 6, and I mean, you'll see here as we get towards the end of the leg press, and this one's been a lot of fun here, you'll see kind of like the reaction after a set, and I was kind of, this should be a reaction after most sets here that we've just absolutely crushed ourselves and came to close within failure. As you can see here, I could barely get up and walk. And so I think this was 540 for this week. I was able to get 325, so wanted to give myself a little bit of a push here. In the following week, I can't quite remember what week this was, but here we've got about 590. So really saw a lot of great stuff just in terms of progression at this rep range, and really just reevaluating what a hard set means to me. And I think, that's easily going to also transfer, into my coaching as well, and making sure that clients are pushing themselves. When you've got 20 to 25 reps that you have to do and you are trying to get it within failure, you really do have to push yourself. I mean, you can see here, I'm barely able to walk after my 3 sets of leg press. And so it comes down to, guess what? We really don't need that much in the gym to get the stimulus that we need. And I mean, whether that's at lower rep ranges or higher rep ranges, you can see here, it is really about the intensity of the set. Another thing I think you'll kind of notice through here, if you guys have been watching my videos, is form definitely does look a little bit different, although it is still the same compared to when I was doing my 8 to 12 reps. The tempo is a little bit quicker, okay? So we're not spending as much time, kind of resting in between a rep, right, to kind of get those last couple. It's more of just the straight set, less clustering. It's still very much controlled. Now, there may have been the odd time or two when we get to the last, the last couple of reps on our very last set, and the form may break down a little bit here, along those reps, gets a little bit shorter or what have you. But again, the goal of this block here was just to really give things a good push and kind of dive into, that deep hypertrophy of you recruit more muscle fibers the more and the longer that you're going, called the size principle. And so, just to recruit more and more muscle fibers here and to really bring that hypertrophy, having a little less on the form, might be okay if you're a pretty experienced lifter. Hip thrust, I have definitely been having a ton of fun with on the Smith machine. Coming just a little bit less to the knee angle chains to really make sure that I'm focusing on the glutes and not necessarily, getting any hamstring recruitment. You'll get plenty of that with the Romanian deadlifts, and so, this type of glute bridge here kind of takes a little bit of that out and really kind of focuses on that last portion, of that Romanian deadlift where we're trying to get maximal glute activation. So this has been a lot of fun. I've been really trying to push this. I had 315 on the last video. I believe this is 325. So they're not big progressions, right? Because again, we're keeping these rep ranges higher, and typically what's happening is I'll do a set of 25, a set of maybe 22, and then maybe a set of 20. So we are having some small drop off here, but now the goal is we're adding reps every single week. So volume's still increasing until we get to 3 by 25 each week, and then we're starting over. So definitely have the goal of I'm trying to just grow the glutes as much as possible and get it so where shorts and pants don't fit anymore, although I think we're already there. So it's, like I said, it's been a fantastic block. We've really gone through a lot of the exercises, also haven't changed. You'll notice, leg press, a Romanian deadlift, a hip thrust. By no means are these super complicated exercises or exercises that have really, necessarily changed from my last block. There certainly has been some adjustments when we are operating in a higher rep range. There are certain exercises you probably just don't want to do. Free weights does make it a little bit more difficult. I don't want to say difficult, but maybe increases the risk of injury a little bit more, in the sense of you are going to get fatigued. You are could be pretty tired by the end of the set. And so we also do just want to make it, a safer lift as well. Romanians were supposed to be dumbbell, again, for the torso high reps, but for myself, my grip just doesn't quite make it, and so I had to go to back to the barbell. Like having some low back, a little bit, but it's nothing too bad that I can't handle or I can't stretch out. This has been a bit of a progression from the moto row, and something that I've really enjoyed doing, and I've been actually adding a lot of into my clients' workouts as well. This has just been a great way to just isolate that lat, get a full stretch and a full contraction on that lat, because as a bodybuilder, right, we're going for that X look, right? So we want those nice wide shoulders, we want that wide back, and something like this has just been absolutely fantastic. And that's one thing I've really enjoyed about, I think, going to just strict bodybuilding training, is that a lot of the exercises are very isolation. They're a ton of fun, and you can, with the 20-25 reps, I'm just getting absolutely phenomenal pumps. So again, here, just a basic exercise, a pec dex, and I even told my coach Alberto, I was like, hey, this works really well for me. I get a great chest contraction. And so while yes, it might be a little bit boring to keep the exact same thing in every single block, if it works, well, ultimately our goal is to have the best physique possible. And so if something works for you, it doesn't really matter how boring it gets and how much you do it, it's what works for us. And so it is hard sometimes to maybe not have changes within the program, but we do have to realize that training is something where the more we do, kind of roughly the same, obviously context and whatnot, but that's how we achieve a physique, and that's how we build a physique. Again, just for my shoulders, it's lateral raises and dumbbell raises. That's all that I've been doing, and just hammering home those few movements and those exercises, and I've been having pretty fantastic shoulder development here. And so that's been a ton of fun for myself, just to kind of be able to explore and different exercises, different rep ranges, and just how I can kind of push myself to the next level. So again, exact same exercise, that I had in my first block, but now just changing up the reps. The weights are changing a little bit. We've got one more, I believe, this week and one more week. I'm a little scatterbrained sometimes. We've got a couple more weeks here. Looking forward to kind of finishing this block up. I think I'm definitely kind of feeling some of the, the cumulative fatigue of the higher rep ranges, and kind of going a little bit, closer to failure at those levels. And so, pushing hard for this last little bit here. We're still sitting around 211, 212, so we're looking at roughly another 3 to 4 pounds over the last 6-7 weeks, which the gains just really continue to come, and I can just continue to build some some awesome muscle, which has been fantastic. And I think that this block has been super helpful. So again, just a straight up dumbbell chest press, that works well for me. And I think they believe that this is just my progression here. I was doing 70, 75s, and then we were pushing maybe some 80s here for some higher rep ranges. So pretty cool to be doing that when you are lifting at these high levels. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to be everything for today. So we're going to finish up this block here, and I'm super excited to see what's next as we continue to roll. Gave myself a little bit more time to get ready now before my cut. Would have been starting that cut in July, but we'll be starting that here a little bit later. More come September-ish. So keeping the gains coming, gonna keep getting stronger. Another video of training will be out in a few weeks once we get something new going, and we'll be going over that on the next phase. But keep crushing it, guys, and continue to focus on the intensity of your exercises and your lifts, and not the quantity.